Trust. What makes you trust someone? Usually it's not just what they say, is it? Is that they do what they say. Is that their words have meaning. That their actions align with their words. And when somebody breaks their promises again and again, we naturally stop trusting them. And that got me thinking more deeply. And it led me to an uncomfortable realization. Do we keep the promises that we make to ourselves? Because I see a lot of people nowadays who don't seem to trust themselves. They make promises like, I'm going to start tomorrow, I'm going to chase my dreams, I'm going to start working on this, I'm going to go running, I'll take care of myself, and they don't seem to do any of that. They keep repeatedly breaking their promises. And the strange thing is that it's not like they don't mean it. They do. And that's what's sad, It's not that they're lying, but that they're sincere when they said it. And still they don't end up doing it. And your brain, it notices these patterns. It says that you make promises, but you don't keep them. And then your words start meaning less in your own mind. They start weighing less. And that's what damages more people than I think they even realize. Because then they stop believing themselves. And they don't trust their own intentions. And that's where the cycle of suffering starts. The Bhagavad Gita said that all of human suffering happens when the actions don't align with the deeper self. And nowadays we think that human suffering comes because the world is bad, or because people are against us, or because the situations are against us. But I think human suffering happens when you notice that you are slowly becoming disconnected with who you hope to be. And that hurts. When you see that, it's devastating. And your mind is always seeing, even though not consciously, but it's always noticing. It's always watching. And it's always collecting evidence. Every action is evidence. When it sees that, you made a promise and you don't keep it. You said you would do it and you don't do it. That when you avoid difficult things, it starts thinking, maybe this is who I am. Maybe I am lazy. Maybe I am incapable. Maybe I don't have it in me. And I'm not saying that's true. I don't think it is. But your behavior creates your identity, whether you like it or not. But, I also think that that's not all that there is to us. Don't misunderstand me. I think self-trust is important, but people also misunderstand discipline. Discipline, they think that discipline is just, be hard on yourself, forcing yourself, pushing yourself all the time, but I don't think so. I think discipline is much softer than that. I think discipline is about rebuilding the trust with yourself. It's about showing to yourself that yes, you're still capable, that you can do it, that your words still mean something, that you still have it. And I think that feeling that you still have it is so important. Still got it. And sometimes we do things and they don't work out in our favor. And we're sad and we think, oh, we have failed. And we label ourselves, oh, I'm a failure. That, I tried and it didn't happen. I'm a failure. I'm not good for anything. And that's so not true. It's like human beings base their identity around the outcomes that they get. It's like when you're successful, you think you're so great, you think like, oh, you know everything. You're at the top of the world, like you understand everything, that you are so great, but that's not true. And when you fail, you feel like you're at the bottom of the ocean, like you don't know anything, like you're worthless, like you're beneath everything, like you're so bad, but that's not true either. And so why should we let the world tell us who we are? Why should we let everybody else tell us who we are? Why should we let our outcomes determine who we are? You're way more than that. You're not any of that. You're not your success. You're not your failure. You're you, despite any of that. And you matter, And that's why I think self-worth is inherent, and still, you need to do things to earn the trust of yourself. And that is why self-trust is earned. When you do the hard things, when you do the things that you promised you would, you said I would do it and you did it. And that creates trust within yourself. That makes you like yourself. That makes you feel like, yes, my words still mean something. That I got it. And that is why it's so important to keep those promises. And I think, similarly, maybe confidence is the same way. Confidence is not inherent. It's not like everybody just has it, that they're born with it. Confidence also comes through practice. It comes after action, not before it. It comes when you do something. And after you do it, you feel like you're confident, because you did it. And I think that matters so much more, that you do it. Don't be afraid to do something. Doing it doesn't decide your capability. But the fact that you did it, that matters so much more. That is what builds trust. Not the outcomes. You're not the outcomes. But you are the action. And the action determines everything, regardless of how it affects you. And like when you say, okay, I'm going to run, and I go run, I'm going to take care of myself, and you do. When you say, I want to eat healthy, and I do. And you do all of those things. When you set a goal and you do it, despite resistance, despite obstacles, now that is when your mind starts liking you. When you start liking yourself, and it is so important to like yourself. I think there's nothing more important than your relationship with yourself. That is the most important thing ever. What you think of you is way more important than what anybody else thinks of you, what the whole world thinks of you, what it says you are. Because once you have the kind of idea that I like myself, despite what anybody else says, then nothing can stop you. Then it doesn't matter what they say, because it's inconsequential, because you still got yourself. And that is the only thing that matters. Your relationship with you. Once you got you, then it doesn't matter who you are or in what situation you are. The situations don't decide who you are when you know who you are. Because you know you. And you got you. And you love yourself. And you can fight for yourself, and you would protect yourself. That is all that matters. And that is why it is so important to do those hard things, to earn your own trust, and to get out there and show the world that it doesn't matter what you do to me, I still got me, and I trust me, and I can do the work that is given to me regardless of what anything or anybody says, of any obstacles. Because I've done this again and again, and now I have it in me. Do it. You might start liking yourself. You know what? I guarantee that you might start liking yourself. There are good things in you. There's so much potential. And I see that. And I just want to let you know that you got it. Start small. These things will keep accumulating. And when these small things, keep accumulating, they keep accumulating, you'll see that they turn into something big. And when that avalanche has finally, rolled into a big ball, you're unstoppable. You got momentum. You will see yourself one day like that. You will like who you become.